Did you ever catch yourself staring at an empty chair at the family table and wondering, did I shrink or did everybody grow up and forget me? Have you felt the walls of your world inching closer, like you're living in a snow globe someone shook one too many times? Well, take a deep breath, because you're about to learn why these moments aren't just random aches of old age, but real signals you can turn into fresh starts. Welcome back to Elder's Life. I'm Frank, your neighborly 80-plus guide through the wild terrain of getting older. And today, we're unpacking the first 2 of 5 harsh realities every senior should understand, all right? So, last Tuesday afternoon, I wandered downtown and my favorite straw hat felt like the king of Main Street once upon a time. But that day, the hardware store I loved had become a yoga studio. The movie theater, where I saw Casablanca, first run, was now an art gallery. And half the shops had signs saying, "Gone fishing, back soon." I swear, if I hadn't checked Google Maps, I'd think someone digitally shrank my hometown overnight. That's reality number 1. The world feels smaller and lonelier. And I know it stings like a wasp you didn't see. Your errands used to be errands of connection. "Hi, Mrs. Patel, that bread smells heavenly." But now it's a quick in and out, head down, delivery slot scheduled. When sidewalks seem unfamiliar and voices fade to muffled echoes, don't let your heart pack up and leave. You can reclaim those neighborhoods in small steps. Try a new route to the mailbox, peek into the community center's bulletin board, or doodle a postcard to an old friend. Trust me, your world can expand with each brave little action, okay? Now, if you're with me so far, let's talk about something that hits even closer. How you slowly start disappearing in social life. I remember my buddy Joe, great guy, sharp wit, could out-joke a stand-up comic. But after he turned 82, invitations to poker nights dwindled. His phone rang less, and when it did, it was wrong numbers, or worse, telemarketers. It's like you're invisible until someone needs their lawn mowed. Here's the truth. People aren't forgetting you because you're no longer fun. They're forgetting to include you because life got busy. But let me tell you, disappearing is a choice, and you hold the countermeasure. One afternoon, Joe dusted off his old recipe for molasses cookies, baked a fresh batch, and delivered them to every neighbor on his block, no RSVP required. Suddenly, his porch light became a beacon, and folks stopped by for a nibble and a natter. He learned that sometimes you have to be the sparkle your social circle needs. So, here's your mission. Should you choose to accept it, grab something, cookies, a story, a joke, and share it. Bring back the clapboard welcome of your youth. You'll be amazed how fast your chair at the table fills up again. Hang on a second. If you've enjoyed this real talk, hit that subscribe button for Elder's Life. We're more than a channel. We're proof that growing older doesn't mean fading away. And if you know someone who needs a little nudge to reclaim their spark, share this with them. Let's make sure no one in our golden years feels like a ghost, right? So here's where we stand. We've uncovered how the world can feel like it's shrinking around you. and how friendships can slip through the cracks when you least expect it. But here's the silver lining. Awareness is power. When you feel that loneliness creeping in, you won't just sigh. You'll smile and reach out, because you're armed with a trick or two. And when the streets of town look unfamiliar, you won't shrink back. You'll lace up your shoes, pick a new path, and rediscover the places that once filled you with joy. Now that we've grasped how the world feels smaller and lonelier, and how social invitations can vanish in thin air, let's gear up to explore how your daily life keeps getting smaller. Right? When your world has already shrunk and the phone stops ringing as much, you may find the walls of your own home beginning to feel tighter. Like that comfy armchair you've sat in for years is suddenly too small. Your routines that once filled your day's morning coffee at the diner, afternoon walks through the park, weekly bingo nights at the community hall start to disappear one by one. Maybe your favorite cafe closed. Maybe your knees don't let you stroll as far. Or maybe the driver who used to pick you up for bingo can't make it anymore. This is reality number 3, how your daily life keeps getting smaller. It can feel like each day brings a little less freedom, a little less purpose. But instead of watching your calendar turn all gray, try adding color in unexpected ways, right? If the old cafe is gone, brew your own special roast at home. Experiment with cinnamon or almond extract until you find a flavor that makes your eyes light up. If walking the old park loop is too much, set a timer for a 5-minute stroll around the garden or even up and down the hallway. Every step counts, okay? And if bingo night is off the table, why not start a card game marathon with a friend over the phone or video chat? Picture this. You shuffle cards on your end while your pal does the same on theirs. You chat, you laugh, you argue over whether that was a legit full house, just like old times, but from your own cozy nook. Now, as the days grow quieter, you may notice another sting, how the grandkids treat you badly. That's reality number 4. I'm not talking about the little ones who pinch your cheeks and call you Grampy. I mean the teens and 20-somethings who barely look up from their screens when you walk into the room, who mumble a half-hearted hi before retreating to send another text, or worse, those moments when they roll their eyes because you just don't get it, all right? It smarts like a paper cut on your heart. You've been their storyteller, their champion. Now you feel like yesterday's news. Here's the thing. They're navigating a whirlwind of their own jobs, phones, social media storms. It's not personal, even if it sure feels that way. The key is to bridge that gap with curiosity and a pinch of humor. Invite them to teach you something. Show you how to use that new photo filter they love. Ask them about the latest music you've never heard. When they see you genuinely interested, some of that teenage armor may just crack. And don't be shy about setting a little boundary, too. Hey, I'd love 5 minutes of your time before you head back to your phone, okay? Sometimes the simplest request reminds them you're still here and you still matter. Then there's that rare but painful moment when they dismiss your stories of back in my day as if history started with their birth. Next time, turn the tables. Start with something of theirs, a tune, a game, or even a meme, and say, "Teach me, champ. What's this all about? You'll be surprised how proud they'll feel explaining it. Before long, you'll have a shared joke, something that's yours together. And in that small crack, the ice of indifference can melt, right? So, we've seen how your daily range can dwindle and how the younger generation sometimes treats you like an outdated exhibit. But here's the silver lining. You still have the power to expand your world, even if it's one tiny blossoming flower at a time. Remember Joe from part 1? He didn't stop at cookies. He also set up a weekly story swap over Zoom with his great-grandkids, where each of them shares one thing they love and one thing they learned. Now he's their hero again, proof that age brings wisdom, not silence. As your days grow more compact, fill them with new routines that spark joy. Maybe it's learning a 5-minute yoga stretch in the morning, yes, even in slippers, or swapping recipes with a friend by mail. As for those grandkids with the eye-roll reflex, treat them like apprentices rather than critics. Teach them your old card tricks. Learn their favorite dance moves, and in the middle of it all, remind them that you're not just their history lesson. You're a living, breathing chapter of their story. All right, so here's reality number 5. How to be happy alone. Picture this. Each morning, you brew your favorite coffee just the way you like it, maybe with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Then you settle into that comfiest chair, flip on some music you adore, and spend 10 minutes reading or sketching whatever comes to mind. Or perhaps each afternoon, you lace up your slippers and take a slow, mindful walk around your living room or garden, greeting each plant or photograph like an old friend. These small intentional rituals remind you that the best company you can keep sometimes is your own, okay? And don't forget purpose. Whether it's writing a weekly letter to yourself, celebrating your wins, teaching a neighbor a cherished skill, or volunteering to read stories over video calls, sharing your gifts brings a light to both their day and yours. Thanks for hanging out with me on Elder's Life. If this hit home, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss our heart-to-hearts. Drop a comment below and tell me which little ritual you'll start tomorrow. And then go ahead and tap one of those videos on your end screen for more ways to live boldly at any age. Here's to making every day count, even when you're flying solo. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Watch the videos on screen for more.